What's up, guys? So let's talk a little bit about Anthem. I wanted to talk about the 10 things that I'm most worried about when it comes to Anthem. Number one, these are mechs, right? You know, they call them javelins, and they're these huge exosuits, and you do see the size of one of them in the trailer compared to a human. But when you actually start to fly and you're in the gameplay and you're in the suit, it looks like Commander Shepard, and it doesn't move like a mech. I feel like it's way too quick. I think the other one, the big one, moves a little bit more like a mech. I want to see the physics of a giant robot, this huge suit. Number two, microtransactions. As much as it could be abused for greed, I am absolutely not for that. Gamers could be loyal to a company that cares about them, that treats them right. So if you want to make money, you gotta treat your players right, and they will come back. They've had a bad reputation when it comes to one thing or another. I was like, oh, okay, well, EA backed off on the microtransactions, but then it was like, it wasn't EA, it was Disney. So it was like, oh, and it was like, and just temporarily, because they're possibly going to be introducing it later because they want people to buy the game, and then once people have the game, then they'll milk them. You know that an online game like Anthem is going to have microtransactions. That's a given. I'm just worried that as soon as they say microtransaction this, gamers are already, people are just going to be like, yeah, no, thank you. What if Anthem suffers because of this? Because of that past, that history that EA has, just because, you know, not because microtransactions are bad, because sometimes microtransactions can be beneficial for both parties if they're done well. They could be used as ways to keep that game healthy, growing, constantly growing. Number three, the possibility of not seeing our character's face. This is a necessity for me. If I can't see my character's face, it doesn't mean that I won't enjoy the game. With Bioware games, there's always been a character creator, and fans have always looked forward to character creators in Bioware games. When you're walking through that hub in the beginning of that trailer, it's first person. You do get a glimpse of the character right when the helmet closes. Maybe it's just going to be cutscenes. And obviously when you're out in the gameplay, you don't see your character because you've got your helmet. Again, this is a worry of mine, probably not of a lot of people. They're like, I don't care. Let me know in the comments down below how you guys feel about seeing your character or not, especially in Bioware games, because that's something that Bioware fans are used to. Number four, in the trailer, John Warner says that this is a vast open world. I mean, when you hear a vast open world, you get excited, but at the same time, at least I get worried. I've had too many experiences with vast open worlds being filled with nothing, or it's just filled with repetition. When it comes to Bioware, I think they shine when they have a more focused area, because they really know how to fill these smaller areas with content. Number five, the dialogue. I was even like, are those players? Or is that like voice actors? Now, obviously they are voice actors, but they're voice actors playing as players. So it sounds really cool and engaging and then like fun and stuff. But then you think about it, like really, that's not gonna happen, like ever. Either they cuss you out, they troll you, they make it, some people even have YouTube channels where they just troll people. Like that's what they do because it's funny. You get people that don't have mics, so they're quiet the whole time. Or you get people that don't want to talk. Like a lot of times when I'm playing multiplayer, I don't want to talk. Like I just don't have a mic. I mean, awesome if you're playing with a bunch of friends, but a lot of times you're not. There's a video that I just watched on YouTube that I was just dying because it was so funny and it was so legit. Like I was like, that's exactly what's gonna happen. At the end, when the two other players drop in, you could hear one of them like eating. Number six, is it really that dynamic and epic as it seems? That scene at the end with the, I forgot what it's called, but that storm, it looks all epic and like, oh wow, it looks so good, and it's like, it's all dynamic, and there's like this all like electricity. Let's go in, yeah. It's like, is that really how it's gonna be? Like, you know, people are gonna be dropping frame rate, and it's I doubt it. I doubt it's gonna be like that. Number 7 ties to what I was saying about the world. Usually with online games like Destiny or even any MMO, anything where they have to keep the world going constantly because it's constantly online, a lot of the times the quests are very much fetch quests because they're easy to do, they're quick, and they could fill a lot of them in there. Just knowing that it's online, I'm like, this little red light just turns on. Number 8, jumping on the bandwagon just for the sake of sales. This type of game, like Destiny and Titanfall and the Division, that's old news already. To be coming in to this genre as a newcomer, it's like, hi guys, especially from a company that doesn't make these games, hasn't made this type of game in the past. You gotta up it up like crazy. Why do I play Anthem when I'm already investing who knows how many hours in Destiny? These types of games, you get into them or you make them knowing that they're going to be long term, not short term. So they better have something up their sleeve to feel that they could survive in this market, in that genre specifically. They need to keep these players playing this game for a long time. You know, Bioware has so many great games. Whether it's Mass Effect, Jade Empire, Knights of the Old Republic, Baldur's Gate, Dragon Age, those are classics. And yet EA focuses on this. You guys got Game of the Year with Dragon Age Inquisition, but screw that. Number 9. This one is a big worry for me because, like I said, they've created amazing games in the past. And to think that they're moving away from that. I mean, yeah, I'm all for a company evolving. But what I also think is important in this industry is to have developers that are good at what they do. You'll go to Bethesda for epic games. You'll go to Blizzard for some great community games. You'll go to Bioware for some amazing characters and stories. Interactivity. We need developers that are specialists in specific things, because that's what makes them stand out. This type of game is going to be very demanding in order to keep players satisfied and playing for a long term. That's still taking away from a project like, let's say, the next Dragon Age. That's where Bioware could shine. Number 10. Who is this game tailored to? We're trying to focus on a wider audience, or we're aiming towards a wider audience. That's like one of my pet peeves. I go, oh, okay, hold on. Let's sit down, you and I, and you explain to me what that means. If you want to appeal to different audiences and like to a wider audience and like get all the gamers, your game is not going to know who the hell it is. It's gonna be suffering an identity crisis. When I was looking at it in the trailer over and over and over, I was like, this game feels a little bit like Mass Effect. It feels a little bit like Dragon Age. Like there's something in there that just feels like Dragon Age Inquisition. They want to get the market that plays games like Destiny, Titanfall, The Division, right? Obviously, because that's this type of game. That's a genre. When you have that in mind and you're watching this, it's like, this is pretty slow. I played Destiny, the beta for Destiny 1, and I played the beginning of Destiny 2. It's just, it keeps you on your feet. So if you're trying to aim towards those people, you gotta up it up. Like, you gotta crank that to like 20, because right now it's at 5. And then there's the RPG players, right? The people like us, the Bioware fans that just, oh, they love that, taking their time, and they're like, oh god, like I want to talk to all the people and I want to loot all the things and oh look, a little nug. Personally, I want to play by myself because that time that I have with this game is personal. Like a lot of people are like, why don't you make a let's play of The Witcher? Why don't you make a let's play of Dragon Age? Why don't you make a let's play of Mass Effect? I want to enjoy it on my own. I don't want to feel like somebody's just watching over my shoulder like, seriously, you're gonna make that choice? You know, Bioware games make you feel that. They make you feel that that is yours. You know, they talk about this longevity. Those games, there's still people playing Dragon Age Inquisition for the 50th time. There's still people that go back to Mass Effect 1. That is a game that will last years. Not something that people will play for a long time and then just give up because it's like, this is the same thing over and over. Like, is that developer really going to be creating constant content that is going to keep them thrilled the whole time? No. It's eventually going to get boring. It's eventually going to get repetitive until they start to release. They're going to have to release another Anthem 2 and Anthem 3 like they did with Destiny. If they go down that route, that's it. That's what Bioware is going to be. They're going to be making Anthem games. It's better to focus on a game that people will buy and not on the possibility of making money from a game that you're not sure whether people will buy. A lot of people that are Bioware fans, I've heard, I don't want to play multiplayer games. I want to play the single player because we know what Bioware is capable of. It made you question things. It made you think of things beyond just, oh, I need to finish this quest, I need to get this thing for this person, and this whole wider audience thing. Who's that? Is it the casual gamer? Because they're not going to sit down and play how many hours these types of games ask for you to play, because these types of games, this is one thing that I don't like about these online types of games, is that when I'm playing, I have to pause the game a lot and I have to like go and do things. But with these online games, it's you can't, especially when you're with a party, because then everyone dies. You're like, damn it, I gotta go do something. Like, it's important. I have to go do something right now. Even if you just go and run and come back, you come back and your whole team's dead and everybody hates you. Like, that's one of the reasons I don't play online games, because I hate feeling like I have to sit there the whole time or else everybody's gonna die because I leave, or I can't pause it because I get killed. Those are the main worries that I have when it comes to Anthem. There's a possibility that, you know, maybe Bioware is really focusing on these things and they're like, we got it, don't worry. I hope this game does well for Bioware's sake, mostly. That's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.